Hello, and welcome back to a special bonus episode of Let's Play Suikoden 4. Let me get that. So, real quick, in the Null, we talked about this a while ago. There's a mice catching minigame after you recruit Champo and Nalkul. In order to do this effectively, you have to complete 9 rounds of catching mice. It's not difficult. It is very time consuming, obviously. You can speed up your movement with the R1 button, like the speed up, but it's a little finicky. So if you do speed up and you hit a corner or you hit the cage or you run into something, you will fall over and be stunned temporarily. I missed that mouse. And it'll take away your time. So you have 99 seconds to do each stage. First, it's really simple. It's just catching 3 mice. So each like that. If you speed up, you just get knocked out for like 10 seconds, which is a very long time. So yeah, each stage has easy, medium, and hard difficulty. The first of the stages is always 3 mice. In this instance, it's not terrible because the floor has no special property. As we move forward, the floor's value will change and it'll be harder for us to catch mice. You'll notice that the mice in the cage are actually acting up right now, and they are damaging the cage from the inside. If you get close enough, you will stop them from damaging the cage. I thought I got it, so I let go. Which is fine, but the stage ends when you catch all the mice, so it's not exactly beneficial to you in the beginning to care about the mice that are inside the cage. So it goes from 3 mice to 6 mice for stage 2. So it's a little bit more difficult. I didn't opt to cheat here, but there is a way of doing that, which we'll go over after the floor becomes slippery. Once you catch a mouse, there's no reason to hold on to it. So you just want to like put it directly into the cage. But once you have it, you need to actually get it to the center of the cage. If you throw it at an angle, most of the time it won't go in. I got lucky there, but you will more than likely like manage to throw it off kilter and not get it into the stage. I actually think that the first 3 stages are the hardest of the 3. I'm actually so used to, see, this is what happens when you throw it at an angle. It just completely missed, and I wasted it. Fortunately, I was able to pick up another rat. Or a mouse, sorry. There are a lot of times that they'll actually just come to you too, which is pretty cool. So the mice catching minigame specifically, it's actually really easy when you have more mice to wait a little ways away from the cage and watch them try to break their friends out and then run up to them and throw them into the cage afterwards. It's much easier than trying to run around and kite them into you. Another technique you can do, which we'll show off later, is you can tilt backwards after running past a mouse, and if it goes past you and you turn around immediately and hit catch, you'll likely turn around and grab it immediately as it tries to pass through your legs, which is something that you can do towards the later stages, but not something you can really get away with at the beginning stages. So because I have 5 of 6, I'm not really worried about them breaking the cage, but if it does get below half, you are going to want to go back in and get near the cage to stop them from attacking him for a little bit, which is what I'm doing here. See, like, they'll scatter, and then I have a little bit more time to go after the last mouse. Again, once you catch it, the stage is over, so even if they start breaking out of the cage again, it doesn't really matter. The prizes for this are pretty good. The real ones you care about are the later stages, but even just like the normal amount is not bad. So, normal stage, 10 mice for the large one. I ended up failing in this stage at least one time. I can't remember if it was multiple, because I didn't do the quick start. When we get to the quick start, I'll explain it in better detail, but it's essentially waiting on the last button press to start the stage. That was such a stupid mistake. It's waiting on the last button press to start the stage, and then for a mouse to walk in front of you, and then immediately hitting A twice, and you'll catch the mouse as the stage starts and waste no time, which is much easier. I always, for some reason, have a really big difficulty doing the normal floor that's not slippery, for some reason I end up like overshooting, and I end up like using all the techniques from like the other stages like after this, and I end up wasting a lot of time because like it's just not viable when like you're not slipping and sliding everywhere. So yeah, the ones on the outside will come to attack the cage. That is the best opportunity to grab them and throw them in. I thought I missed it, but I ended up getting that one as well. So yeah, these it is a good idea to kite them back towards the cage, because not only does that mean that you're closer to the cage, it means that you have an easier time throwing them in again. This is, I think, why I lose. Like, I hit 2 things and knocked myself out during the stage, and I ended up just failing it. But this is really doable. I think the first time I did this, I just got like really frustrated, because I wasn't really paying attention to my surroundings, and I was getting hit a lot. But once you see like how their patterns are, this is very doable. I know I fail this time because I hit too many things and I wasted too many time. You also like can only catch mice while moving. You can't do it while standing still, so you can just hit A while you're standing still. You have to actually be in this crouch position, which only takes place while you're moving. So keep that in mind. The game does try to make it a little bit more difficult. You can't just stand in front of the cage and wait for them to come to you. Like, they will actually not approach the cage at all if you are anywhere near it. So yeah, they're gonna try and break the cage over here, but even though I went back, there's just not enough time for us to actually win this now. So I think at one point I just like stopped moving. Oh no, I tried till the end. Oh, that's what happened. I spun myself into the corner. So yeah, didn't win this one because like when your situation is unfocused and you're not paying attention to the positioning around them, it does become a little bit more difficult. We do get this in the second try for sure. I am recording the audio separately for this because I was just in the zone. I tried to quick start there and like I managed to fail it. We do get it for some of the later stages. I do wish that you could whatchamacallit, I just had a thought and I lost it. I do wish that you could start the stage near the cage. I feel like that would be a lot easier. But I understand why they start you so far back. It's just the fact that like the mice don't usually like hover around you, and it definitely helps like stay ahead of them. But once you get ahead of a mouse, you can't really stop it from moving. So like I do feel like maybe if you could run them over and like halt their position a little bit, this would be beyond doable, even to people who don't really like the minigame. I think it's worth it to do this because it gets you a lot of really good things. But again, I do understand some people looking at this and being like, this is very tedious. You have to do this 9 times, and that's only if you don't fail like every time. Like that's a lot of work to do. I do think the prize is worth it in the end. So I do think it's worth doing, but I do know a lot of people that have never done this minigame, primarily because like it just doesn't appeal to them, and it's like very annoying to handle at some of the later stages. I do think I've managed to create a pretty good way of handling some of the later difficulties. It's weird that I have so much trouble with just the normal difficulty, but I think it's because I'm very impatient and I like using the slippery floor to my advantage in later stages. There we go. But again, I think it is worth doable. And the fact that this guy, sort of ran at me towards the end was also my saving grace. I think he does elude me for like 10 more seconds, but we do eventually get him and complete stage 1. Or normal floor stage 3. Wow, it really is another 10 seconds to chase this thing around. Shameless. Oh man, this gets like to the wire. I think I win this at like the last second. Because I know I win on round 2. Yeah, okay, 3 seconds to go. Still counts. Now look how much damage they did to the cage at 10 mice per. Like that's a big difference. And we get Windows at 7. The first round, like the the normal flooring isn't great. You don't get too many good things for it. But the Shiny's floor, different story. All the things here are really, really good. So you see how like you will slide forward as you move? If you tilt back, you'll immediately stop your movement, and you'll keep moving forward, but like you won't crash into something. So like if you do run into like the wall or a crate while you're moving in a direction, because you're not facing that direction, you won't actually get knocked out, and you'll still be able to move. So I'm so used to like using the floor to my advantage that the normal flooring is actually really hard for me. It does take a couple of I think like a couple of tries to get the last one, primarily because like I don't have great vision, so like I end up over speeding it and then like trying to kite it to a corner that it can just run away into boxes with, because they can go into boxes but you can't go into them as well. And look how much I'm ignoring the crate. Like it's almost at half, and it just doesn't matter. Round 1 is always relatively okay though. Round 2, on the other hand, is much more difficult because the 6 of them definitely make it a little harder. The treasure map here is really, really good. I think that if you just wanted like the normal prizes, this is a good place to stop because it's 3 mice on a slippery floor. Like that's not a terrible thing. I think doing the easy like the 3 mice on each difficulty is the way to go if you don't want to do the rest of them. Though the prize for getting the last one hard and slippery floor is so fucking good that I don't know if I could bring myself to not do this every time. And again, like once you get the rhythm of like how to manipulate the flooring, which I'm not even like doing very well right now. I'm way better at it in the final stages for some reason. But I'm just like so used to manipulating the floor to my advantage. Like you'll see me turn around constantly while I'm moving forward so that I don't lose my my momentum, but I'll still grab what's in front of me. Again, it is a lot easier to do in the final stage because obviously the floor is much more slippery. Like, you know what's funny is every time I do a voiceover for some of these things, I see in hindsight like what I missed, and I'm just like, oh man, what am I doing? See, I could have gotten that, but you see I didn't run into the flower there. It's because I turned around immediately. So even though I had a lot of momentum going forward, I didn't crash because I wasn't facing in that direction, and the game is only programmed to make you crash if you're in a specific direction, which is forward. So doing that little tilt back every so often will prevent you from crashing. Natural wood desk, it's pretty good. And now the real actual like first big challenge spike, I think, is Shiny 10. Once again, like I don't think I ever tried to manipulate the mice in the beginning, because like it's really necessary for like the slippery floor. But I do think that this is still very doable, even doing it legitimately. I do think that like doing the tilt strategy of turning back around makes things a lot easier. So it does help in the long run. This is one of the first of 4 bonus episodes that we're going to be doing. I expected him to run behind me, so I didn't get him on that one, but we got one in the end. This is one of 4 so far bonus episodes that we're going to be releasing every Saturday until the end of the game, because Suikoden 4 just has too many minigames for us to do like an average episodes, and I have to travel not far, but far enough that like it is a scheduling conflict to try and get my sister in through some of these. So we figured like, oh, it's better that I just voice over some of the mini games that are like less entertaining, I guess. There's no lore here. There's just like me struggling to catch mice. We figured that would be a little bit easier on everyone's time than just trying to get together and like sitting down and trying to record these. Plus, I can take a lot of breaks. And oh, that was such a bad mistake. I noticed. I know exactly what happened. I noticed that they were attacking the cage, and so I wanted to go forward, but because I didn't hold back. Oh, and you drop the mouse that you're holding too, which is unfortunate. Like, you do lose quite a bit of ground. And look how far away from the cage I am before they start attacking it. Like, the larger the amount of mice in the cage, the more aggressive they'll start being towards the cage itself. We never get hit with a break. I did lose it, but I caught it right back again. We never get a true cage break, but if you do, if the cage does break, it's an automatic game over. You just lose, which is fair, to be honest, because like this is a rather mechanic heavy. Oh, do I lose this one too? I guess I do. There's no way I'm getting the last two in 2 seconds. So yeah. That is too bad. I think I do start cheating towards the end of this video for sure. Like the quick start option is like so good, and it makes it so that like the 10 mice thing isn't a nightmare to do. Even without it, most of the time you'll I still don't do it for stage 2 or stage 6 technically, but I definitely do it with the final floor or the final slippery one, because like it's a nightmare to try and get any. I think I get like 5 mice and I fail the first time. But yeah, the rest of these aren't terrible, especially if you can sort of predict like where the mice are gonna go and like turn around and grab them before they go under you. You also will cancel your momentum by trying to grab with speed up, so you won't actually crash into something if you speed up and then hit A. Because it's considered, it's considered a momentum cancel, which is really, really good, because that means you can run very quickly forward and still get a mouse in your hands without you having to like risk getting hit by the wall. I think in most stage 3s, like where there's 10 mice involved, if you fall over once, it's not terrible, but if you fall over 2 times, you've essentially lost the stage. Like there's almost no way to recover from losing like 20 seconds on 99 seconds of time. And to be fair, there's a pretty significant way of like handling some of the mice that's coming after you. Like a lot of times, if you're not facing them, they will go towards the cage regardless. You can kind of stand in the middle of the area and like force them over there, and even if they move, you can sort of grab them as they're coming away, and you can still catch them while they're running. So like you'll have time to see, like that time I actually got him like while he was trying to run away from me. You'll still be able to catch them while looking out for other mice. And if you do catch one, the other mice don't really react. The ones in the cage do, obviously, but like the ones in the field like don't get panicked or anything while they're the last one there, which I think is good, because this would be very difficult if the last mouse just suddenly got the speed boost out of nowhere. Now I have so much cage stamina right now that I'm not super worried about going back, but I would like to lure the other mouse to the cage so that I can grab everything at once. Fortunately, he runs into me at the last second, and we pull off the win that we need. Alright, so we get a mystical circuit. This is a really good piece of headgear for your mages. So I want to do normal slippery. This is the point where it's just hard without doing the quick start. So you see how like I'm hovering on the screen? Yeah, I waited until a mouse was close to me, exited the screen, and then hit A immediately to grab it. Like obviously you have to turn the right direction. But without that start, these stages become, or this level of difficulty becomes very difficult. You see how constantly I'm tilting backwards to make sure that I keep my momentum and I'm not careening away. This slide is so aggravating that like you will accidentally run into a wall even if you have almost no momentum. So everything in this stage is really, really good. Or the slippery stage anyways. Everything you get here is actually really, really great. If you care about the old books, I recommend doing this because I think you get 2 of them here. So that would have been a good start, but I wasn't on the right screen. It has to be when Champo says like, okay, I guess we're good to go, and then you can start and do the quick swap. Again, this is like very necessary for the last round, but for this round, most of the time, I'm doing so bad. For this round, most of the time, you will have more than enough time to get all 6 mice. Again, I expect them to, the mice are not affected by the floor. Like, look how much I'm moving around just by like small adjustments. Like I fly across these stages. But again, because I'm not facing anything, I'm not crashing. And you can get away with some heinous shit, like literally like your face inside of the cage, and so long as you hit the button correctly, you will not actually get stunned or take damage. I get really lucky with 2 of these like back to back. But yeah, the 6 isn't terrible, but you do have to pay attention because while you're sliding around, you will not have the time to get back to the cage while you're not speeding forward. You will just like miss it every single time because every tilt changes your momentum. So you do need to master like turning backwards really quickly and making sure that you don't accidentally run into something because like you're sliding around. So you'll see me turn backwards quite a bit as I'm moving forward because otherwise I have too much momentum even doing like slight adjustments. And so long as your head's not directly facing a wall that you're coming up against, you won't usually take any damage and like get stunned, which is the only real thing that's necessary. Like look how much momentum I had there, and I still didn't get hit because I turned around in time. That is essentially what you have to do here. Now I really can't afford, even with 5 mice, I really cannot afford for the cage to break at this point, because I have so little time left. So I do have to like make a conscious effort after 5 mice to like constantly keep your eye on the cage. So once again we get another old book for stage 2, and then so at this point like I'm relaxing my hands, I'm moving around and I'm stretching my back because I don't want to get this wrong too much. So slippery with extra amount of mice is essentially one of the hardest minigames in this entire game because it's a lot of like waiting and like very precise movements. See, I thought I had that there, like I canceled it early. I still got a mouse within 2 seconds, so we're not doing horrible. But this is the point where you have to sort of get lucky with your catches. If I get 2 to 3 in the first like 10 seconds of the game, you're essentially guaranteed the victory. Like not obviously it's not guaranteed. Nothing in this game is actually guaranteed. But it will help you in the long run for actually getting all 10 mice. Now I know I fail the first 10 stage because I'm focusing too hard on like staying near the cage, because the stamina loss of the cage is really high in this stage. Like there's not a lot of opportunities to keep an eye on it, and because there's so many mice and because you move around so much while sliding, you can't really risk staying too far away from it. But if you stay too close, they're never going to come near you. So it's a balancing act that you have to do in order to like make sure that the mice don't slip away from you. And like I'm near now, and there was like 4 mice near me because most of the time they will see. I missed one entirely because I was just at the wrong angle. And getting your angle to when the throw happens is very important, because a lot of the times you'll just end up missing the cage and costing yourself a lot of time in the long run. So yeah, they'll get more aggressive at this point. I don't try it, but you can throw them on the side of the container and still get it in the center. But a lot of the times, if it's not dead center, I just end up missing, and I can't really afford to like make that mistake in this stage. Like the slippery floor with the 10 mice is just a very difficult. It's a double amount of things you need to watch out for. And obviously the mice are more aggressive in this stage too, because there's 10 of them. So staying away from the cage is bad, but staying near it is also bad, because then you won't get a mouse to come near you. So it's a difficult balancing act to achieve. But we do manage to get this eventually. I'm definitely not getting it this run. I think I spent too long going after one specific mouse, and I messed up the quick start enough to where there was just not enough time to go after everything else. I'm glad that they let me get that last one in, but I didn't deserve that. The timer hit 0 pretty far off from when I threw the mouse, so there's a reason why you have to be very conscious of like your surroundings. And unfortunately, my eyesight does not make this very easy on me in the long run. But once again, stay on this screen. We're saying let's do our best and waiting till one gets near you. See, I jumped the gun really early because I thought he was going to come straight at me, and he ended up turning. So it's fine. We ended up getting one before the 10-second mark. Your goal for this stage specifically is to get one mouse every 10 seconds. And if you can achieve that, you will essentially be ahead of the game. So in case something goes wrong, you won't have to run into the problem of like having to fish for one mouse when it's like 20 seconds left on the clock, or sorry, like 10 seconds left on the clock, which is something you don't want to do. I'm making very good time because I got really early. But even with that lead, there's a chance that we will just not have enough time because I won't be able to get another cluster like that. So one does come near me, which is good. We ended up throwing that in. But look how careful I'm being about placing them now. And I'm also not leaving the cage until I have a mouse near me, because staying too far away from the cage will cause all of them to break. And after 5 mice, that becomes a pretty big difficulty. So like I'll stay near the cage longer in these stages, and like I overshoot so many times. Even with the speed up option, like if you don't do the angle correctly, they will just see you coming and go the opposite way. Now I'm still making relatively good time. This isn't great. I would have liked to have at least 7 or 8 by this point, so that I could take my time and line up my shot correctly. But 30 seconds is not terrible for the last 3 mice. And especially like I get pretty lucky here with both of them being near. So I waited till the last minute to throw them in. So I lost a little bit of durability to keep the mouse up here so that he wouldn't run away. And you notice how like if you move slow enough, he doesn't run away from the cage. And they get real ballsy towards the end of this. So with the last mouse, 19 seconds on the clock is relatively good. That's a phenomenal way of ending the round. And for beating the final stage, we get the hero shoes. And so that's all for this bonus episode of Suikoden 4. I'll see you next Saturday.